Hey, so I figured I would do like kind of a new style of movie or video, the new style of video that I haven't really done before. Where like I don't know, I figure as of right now, as I'm recording, it's February 1st, so I use an app called Letterboxd to like track the movies that I watch. So I figure I might every month do like a monthly roundup of everything that I watched and what I thought about it. So that's what this is. I group the movies kind of into like genre. I didn't honestly watch a whole lot this month that wasn't like horror sci-fi. I mean, there's a couple of things, but not many. And then three of the things that I watched in January were streaming, so I don't physically have them. But everything else I physically have right here. So going through, I guess I'll start with like the action movies or movie in this case, and that is Fast 10. This was the first movie that I watched. So January 1st, watch this. I mean, I've seen the other Fast and the Furious movies. I'm caught up on the lore. I know about family, and I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bummed that this just ended on a cliffhanger. Because spoilers, it ends on a cliffhanger because they're gonna make like two more, one more. I don't know. Um, it was okay. I mean, I don't know. It's not my favorite Fast and the Furious movie. That is still Tokyo Drift, and I will fight people for that. Uh, Jason Momoa was having a good time. I will say that. Um, so he was having a blast. Clearly. Also, if I sound weird, I'm getting over being sick. So that's just you know drama. No, I just uh, caught the flu or something. So getting over it. I'm good. I'm back to work. I'm doing all that fun stuff, but still sounding a little gross sometimes. So then, sorry. So then, I guess this is kind of a drama. I would say that's probably the best um, descriptor. Oh, also, I guess I would recommend Fast 10. Especially if you've seen all the other ones, watch Fast 10. It's dumb car. I mean, it's a superhero movie with cars. That's what they all are after. Like Fast 5. I don't know. Whenever The Rock shows up, I feel like then it's superheroes with then their power as cars. Anyway, moving on. This is more of a drama. It's a foreign movie called Afterlife. This is a Criterion movie. And basically, like, well, I guess I'll just read the back. If you could choose only one memory to hold on to for eternity, what would it be? That's the question at the heart of Hirokazu Koreeda's revelatory international breakthrough, a bittersweet fantasia in which the recently deceased find themselves in a limbo realm where they must select a single cherished moment from their life to be recreated on film for them to take into the next world. So it's really interesting. Like, because yeah, like it said, takes place in like limbo, and you get there, and they're like, "Hey, you have a week. Uh, we will recreate your most cherished memory, and you will." They basically put on almost like a stage production of it, and they try to get every detail right, and then you watch it as a film, and as you do that, you move on to whatever comes next. And it just asked a lot of questions about well, it didn't ask a lot of questions, I guess, but it made me think a lot about like you know what my memory would be and all that. And I really really liked this movie. So yeah, definitely recommend this. It's about 2 hours long. It's a foreign film, so you got to read subtitles, but just a very cool concept for a movie. And yeah, it makes you think. And I don't know. I liked it a lot. Also, for the record, I don't know what my memory would be that I would bring with me. So, yeah. Then we got sci-fi ish movies. I don't know, kind of sci-fi. Uh, so I watched Jurassic Park for the 10 millionth time. This is just a box set with the first three movies. Um, I mean, I've seen Jurassic Park. I saw it in theaters in 1993. It's one of the first memories I have of seeing a movie in theaters. I also the only movie that I might have seen that I can still remember, like before this, was either Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if those came out before Jurassic Park. I know I saw both of those in theaters too, and those are also like early theater memories. But I don't know. My grandpa and I went and saw Jurassic Park, and I loved it. I mean, I was already into dinosaurs, and it made me love dinosaurs even more. And then I waited for what felt like an eternity. I mean, it took like a year for this freaking movie to come out on VHS, and we got it, and I watched it over and over and over again, and I still watch it. I don't know. I feel like Jurassic Park is just one of those movies where I'm never gonna stop watching it. I mean, I've been watching it for 30 years now, and I'm not tired of it yet. So, yeah, Jurassic Park, 5 out of 5, highest recommendation. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park, like watch Jurassic Park. The sequels are all good. I mean, the newer ones I'm not as big of a fan of, but like The Lost World was a really fun movie, and then Jurassic Park 3 was also pretty fun. But yeah, the first one is head and shoulders above the rest of them, and yeah, I can't recommend Jurassic Park enough. Then we got, let's see, I'll mix the order up a little bit. I watched Star Trek Generations. This is just a weird thin slip because I have like this is like all of the Star Trek Next Generation movies. So yeah, I watched Star Trek Generations, which was the first like movie starring like the Next Generation cast. I had never seen it. I had only seen First Contact because I watched that when I was a kid. And I liked this. I mean, it wasn't like the best movie, but it was kind of cool. It was a good send off for Captain Kirk, I thought. And Malcolm McDowell was chewing the scenery to a satisfying degree. So yeah, I enjoyed Generations. And then I also watched First Contact, which is awesome. Highly recommend First Contact. I mean, I watched it like I wasn't even a Star Trek fan. I'm still not like, I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say that like I'm a Trekkie because I'm definitely not. Growing up, I was always more of a Star Wars kid, and yeah, Star Trek just never really like did it for me. But I thought the Borg were like terrifying, and so when this movie came out, I rented it from the library, and really liked it. And now I'm getting into Star Trek finally, just because I kind of realized that like it was a hole in pop culture that I didn't know a ton about. Like I knew like surface level stuff. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But anyway, now I'm getting into Star Trek. Moral of the story. But rewatched First Contact. Had a blast. This movie was really fun. So definitely gonna throw that into rotation. More often. Then I have a hard, like, I don't know if this was like a sci-fi movie or a horror movie, or I mean, I guess it's leans more sci-fi, I guess. So that's kind of why I grouped it in the sci-fi category. And that is Infinity Pool with Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård. This is directed by Brandon Cronenberg, who is the son of David Cronenberg, who makes, well, he'll make an appearance later in this list. But he makes them gross body horror movies, and his son kind of makes gnarly sort of body horror movies. Um, so this was pretty interesting. I know that there is an uncut version out there. This is not the uncut version. I kind of want to check out the uncut version. But yeah, it's basically like people are on vacation and they're in some like random island nation, and basically like they commit a crime accidentally and they're like gonna be executed, but this nation has the ability to like make clones. So if you have the money, you can be cloned and they will execute your clone instead of you. Or I mean, maybe it is the real you, and then the clone is the one that gets to live. That's kind of a thing in the movie a little bit. But yeah, I thought this was pretty good. Definitely an interesting movie. It looked really nice. But yeah, I feel like I need to watch it maybe one more time before I really have an opinion on it. And maybe when I watch it again, I'll watch the uncut one so I can see a little bit more of that gore. But it's pretty good. It was pretty gnarly. But yeah, I mean, Mia Goth is kind of having a moment right now, I would say, with like X and Pearl and Maxine coming out, I think later this year. So if you're into her, or if you like Alexander Skarsgård, and who doesn't like a Skarsgård, you know, check this movie out. I also like Brandon Cronenberg's other movie that he did, Possessor. That was another pretty solid movie. So yeah. Then I guess I will do one of the streaming movies, because it's, now we're moving more into horror, and so that was like the streaming movies, like a horror comedy, which was Scary Movie 2. I mean, I've seen this a fair amount of times. I saw it in theaters, and I don't know, it's really stupid. It's a very dumb movie, but I think it's kind of funny. Some of the jokes hold up all right. So yeah, I don't know. Watch Scary Movie 2. I mean, Scary Movie 1 and 2 are, in my opinion, the best in the franchise because they're rated R. Like it's before the Wayans like stopped having a hand in like production or whatever happened. But yeah, so I don't know. I like Scary Movie 1 and 2. I thought they were like good, just ridiculous horror comedies, and they came out before like the like not I guess box office, but like before that got flooded with like imitation scary movies, like how they did like superhero movie and date movie and disaster movie and blah 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 blah. Like, Scary Movie 1 and 2 kind of stand on their own. Well, I guess there was what was the name of it? It had Tom Arnold and Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Shriek, If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th. Think that came out around the same time as like the first two scary movies. But I'm not 100% on that. That was all right too. But I don't know. Scary Movie 2. I like it. It's dumb. Then this is a horror movie based on true events. This is Cold Light of Day. And this is a horror flick made in England, and it's about an actual serial killer named Dennis Nielsen. And I'm trying to make sure that my cats are not about to engage in a skirmish. Um, and yeah, so like it follows kind of like his crimes. It's a lot like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. Um, so if you like that movie, you'd probably like this. Because yeah, very similar vibes. It's not very long either. It's only 80 minutes. The only thing, I mean, I guess Henry Portrait of Serial Killer sort of does it too, but they this is based on Dennis Nielsen, but they don't call him that in the movie. Uh, they call him Jordan March. And that was kind of weird because it's like they got everything else like pretty accurate, but then they just changed his name, and it's like literally even says on the back like this is about Dennis Nielsen, and then yeah, I don't know. It's sort of weird that they did that, but I guess I don't know. So yeah, because then I think in Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, I don't know if they obviously his name's Henry, but I don't know if they specifically say that he's Henry Lee Lucas or if they make up like a fake last name, but I don't know. Anyway, Cold Light of Day. I'd recommend it, especially if you know about like the case or you're interested in true crime. Then we got Suitable Flesh. This is inspired by an H.P. Lovecraft story, and it's got Heather Graham and Barbara Crampton, and you know, it was fun. It was like a body swap horror movie with like some pretty decent gore and stuff in it. A lot of like, man, it was almost like not like silk, well, maybe kind of like silk stockings or something. Like there's a lot of like, ooh, nudity and sex, whoa, kind of stuff going on. But yeah, no, it was a fun movie, and the end theme song got stuck in my head. So you know, recommend it for that if you want to hear a fun little song that'll get stuck in your head. You know, Heather Graham was pretty good. Barbara Crampton was solid as always. I feel like she always adds to a movie. You know, Lovecraft adjacent. So that was good. I mean, I like Reanimator and From Beyond and, you know, Dagon and all of those. So, you know, if that's kind of the genre you are into, you'd probably dig this. Also, I believe it's streaming on Shudder now. So, but I picked this up for very cheap. So, you know, if you want to physically own it, it's pretty inexpensive. Then I watched, I think, not all of the rest. I guess I'll do the other one that's not an Arrow Video movie. All the rest of these are Arrow, except for the other two movies that I watched that were streaming. So, David Cronenberg's first movie, Shivers. I got this from Vestron Video. It's kind of interesting because I feel like David Cronenberg kind of came out the gate already like fully formed and into like weird I mean, it's not weird, I guess, but it's just like his themes of body horror and medical, you know, stuff are all in this. So is, you know, it's kind of cool that like he came out the gate like, you know, he knew what he wanted to make, and he's kind of been doing that ever since, which is cool. I mean, obviously he touches on other subjects and themes and things in his other movies, but like I feel like they all sort of share like just a lot of fleshiness, you know? And so this is basically like takes place in like an apartment like complex. Like it's like all in one building. And there's like multiple stories. It's like a whole, big complex, just self-contained. And like a parasite gets out that kind of turns you into like a sex crazed zombie. Um, so yeah, it was good. It was fun. Um, I don't know. I mean, it was solid. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite Cronenberg movie, but it was pretty solid. So yeah. All right, then Arrow Video. We got Body Melt. Uh, I couldn't tell you what the plot of this movie was. Uh, Kind of jumped around a lot. It was also not very long. It was 83 minutes, and like it almost felt like it should have been like an anthology movie because like it really jumped to a lot of things that weren't related at all. So like and things just sort of like ended with characters, and then it jumped around to what somebody else was doing. So yeah, it's an Australian movie. Hey, the title is fairly accurate for what you're gonna get. There's a lot of pretty goofy, like just body body milked, I will say. And you get some like weird like Australian outback like I don't know, Hicks, I guess. Very Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Hills Have Eyes for a certain segment. Uh, and yeah, then there's, just weird stuff going on. But, if you got 83 minutes, could spend it doing something worse than watching Body Melt. Then there is Resurrection. This was another Vinegar Syndrome movie. It's got Christopher Lambert in it and Leland Orser, who, like, he's one of those people where, like, if you see him in this movie, you'll be like, oh, it's that guy. Let's see, what was he in? Well, he was in Seven as the victim of lust. I think they made him wear like a attachment on his member with like a blade on it. And then he was in Alien Resurrection. He was a dude that he was already on the ship and he had like a chest burster in him. I don't know. If you'd recognize him is what I'm saying. This is basically like it's like Seven. It's just a dude, a serial killer is killing people and chopping parts off of them, and he is building the body of Christ so that on Easter he can be resurrected. It came out in like 1999, so it's Seven, but different. Christopher Lambert's in it, and David Cronenberg, oddly enough, is also in this movie as a priest. So I don't know. I actually liked it. I was engaged the entire time, and the gore was like pretty solid. Like, yeah, a lot more gruesome than I kind of expected it to be. So yeah, I didn't check out any of the special features or anything, but I actually had a pretty good time with Resurrection. Then there's Frostbiter. Wrath of the Wendigo. This is a Vinegar Syndrome movie. It's basically like if somebody saw Evil Dead and was like, I want to make that. And then they did. And randomly, like the guitarist from Iggy and the Stooges is in this. I talked about it in the Vinegar Syndrome video that I made. But yeah, watched it, had a really good time. It's super goofy. There's like just absolutely insane special effects, lots of claymation. yeah, I had a pretty genuinely good time with this movie. Super low budget, but like I don't know. I feel like it's one of those movies where like everybody had a good time making it. Is the vibe that I got, and the music is so goofy. They have like a song about chili. It's good. So yeah, Frostbiter gets some thumbs up. I guess I'll talk about these other two streaming movies before I do the last like physical release that I watched. So I watched Hell House LLC Carmichael Manor, which is the fourth movie in the Hell House franchise. Uh, really dug it. I've seen the other three. I had not seen this one, so I finally got around to watching it. It's on Shudder. It kind of it's like an offshoot of like the Hell House story that then ties in to everything. So yeah, it was solid. It's a found footage movie. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Getting over being sick, haven't been sleeping super great. So yeah, found footage. If you don't like found footage, you're probably not gonna like this. But especially as far as like fourth movies in the franchise go, like this was really good. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. I don't know. I feel like you could probably skip to this one, or maybe even just watch it on its own. I don't like the things that tie it to the franchise. I feel like if you aren't super familiar, I don't think it would matter. I think you could probably watch it as a standalone movie and still enjoy it. But if you have seen all the other ones, then you'll get a little bit more out of it just because you'll catch all of the references. So yeah. Yeah, I liked Hell House LLC Carmichael Manor. Then we watched Cobweb, which it's on Hulu. I know there is a physical release of that as well, but I don't have it. But yeah, Cobweb was pretty good. It's got Lizzie Kaplan in it and Anthony Starr, the dude that plays Homelander and The Boys. Uh, sorry. Just what I need to recover. Caffeine, not water, not juice. Uh, and yeah, so it's they play like a couple, and they have a little, well, not little, but like a grade school age son, and he starts hearing something in the walls of their house, and things escalate from there. Anthony Starr plays. I mean, he's a pretty good actor, I would say. You know, just based on seeing him in The Boys and then Cobweb, I think that he's pretty good at playing kind of a menacing weirdo. So yeah, this movie kind of gave like it's like People Under the Stairs meets Trick or Treat almost because it takes place around Halloween. So it's definitely got like hardcore Halloween vibes. Uh, and it's almost, yeah, I would say it's kind of like Trick or Treat because I kind of feel like Trick or Treat is like sort of a like a cozy Halloween movie. And I feel like this is sort of like that because it's pretty much only in like two locations. It takes place like in his house and at school a little bit. So yeah, I liked Cobweb. I would recommend it. It's on Hulu, as I said. So yeah, I don't know, check it out. And then the final physical release that I watched, Existenz, from Vinegar Syndrome, another David Cronenberg movie. Uh, it's it's a real fleshy film. I liked it a lot. It's got a bunch of random famous people in it. This came out in 1999. Uh, Jude Law's in it. Jennifer Jason Leigh is in it. Ian Holm, Sarah Polley, Christopher Eccleston was in it. Willem Dafoe was in it. It's kind of it's almost like Inception in a way, except it's about like a video game. You like get you have a gross little port on your back, and you plug this weird device in with like an umbilical cord into there, and then it's like a virtual reality style game. And yeah, it's kind of like you they go like a couple layers deep into the game, and yeah, I don't know, it was enjoyable, just real uncomfortable in certain points. I mean, it's a Cronenberg movie, so you know it's fleshy, and this movie is, yeah, definitely something. I liked it a lot, though. I want to dive into like the special features that are on there and stuff. I really need to like watch more of his movies with like a commentary on, just because I'm really curious about like what he talks about in regards to his own work. So yeah, Existenz, another one that I recommend. I really didn't watch anything this month that was like a stinker. Yeah, I think I liked everything that I saw. Like the closest thing I guess is like Scary Movie 2, but like that's a kind of nostalgic movie for me, so even though not everything lands, I kind of don't care. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I watched in January. I'm planning on doing a video closer to Valentine's Day, recommending some romantic films or movies that I consider romantic. So, gonna do that in a couple weeks, and then probably in March I'll do another one of these for everything that I watched in February, and then I don't know. I have a couple other video ideas. I mean, I guess I could probably do some collection update things because I got some more Vinegar Syndrome movies. I kind of want to talk about like some of the sci-fi stuff that I have, but I don't know. I was thinking about doing like a recommendation video for like just kind of weird horror movies that I have. That I don't know. Maybe people can get some recommendations off of that, of just some like goofy, over the top horror flicks. I don't know. I have a couple of movies that I want to talk about, so I don't know if I'll like maybe just make a video specifically for that movie, or if I'll try and link that into like a bigger thing or not. But yeah. So hey, if you watch this whole thing, that rules. Thank you. You know, I am down to hear what you guys watched and dug in January, or really whenever. I'm always just down to talk about movies and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of digging this, and then yeah, I'm gonna keep separating them into genre, more or less. I mean, I feel like everything that I watched this month was sort of in like under one umbrella. Like Afterlife and Fast 10 were kind of the only movies that were like, that's definitely an action and that's like kind of a drama. Everything else was like, sci-fi horror, but whatever. All right. Yeah, hope you have a good weekend, rest of your day, whatever you're watching it. Hope it's great. All right. Talk to you guys later.